Welcome to Never Show the Monster. I'm Chelsea Hollander.
And I'm Kelly Attaway.
Today we're going to be talking about Skinwalker Ranch.
The 2013 movie?
Yeah, I think it is. I thought it was earlier.
Based on
something
how it
else
looks?
I was looking on.
Oh.
Based on what? How it looks?
Yeah.
I mean, since the only point of reference I really had was Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Wait, which one was he? I never saw that.
You never saw Napoleon Dynamite?
That's correct.
He's the uncle.
Oh, got it. Okay. No, I mean, wait.
He plays
was
football?
he in this movie?
Mm-hmm. He plays the dad.
Do you know who else that is?
Am I getting him mixed up with someone else and he's really not from Napoleon
I genuinely
Dynamite?
don't know. But that's Laszlo Holyfield.
Yeah. Same person, right? Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Love Laszlo.
I never saw.
But now let me look that up to make sure I'm not making up the other part and I got them confused.
John Grise? John Grease?
Yeah, he is. Okay, he is Uncle Rico. Oh, thank God.
Okay, I guess I'm going to have to go back for Napoleon Dynamite.
He's also the van driver in Men in Black.
I know! Yeah.
What a wonderful...
He's had a wonderful career, in my humble opinion.
Wish upon a unicorn?
He's also in something called Dreamhouse LLC. And when I was looking at his IMDb, I was like, I fucking remember seeing the short for this and being so excited for the TV show that I never went for it. I never watched it. So I got to go back. I got to go back for that too.
Yeah. I was excited. I feel like I may have had higher hopes for it because he was in it and I shouldn't have.
Oh. Yeah.
But honestly, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie, but because I went in with the lowest of expectations, I think.
Yeah. I went in totally cold.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh.
However, seeing him show up, I was so excited. I was like fist pumping in the air. Like I was so pumped to see him. And I think that he did a really great job.
I do too.
Honestly, I feel like most of the actors did a pretty good job.
And the two of the main actors are also the writers or directors.
Yeah. And they don't look to have written or directed much of anything else.
No.
Their names are Steve Berg and Devin McKinn. And for the home listener, this is a found footage movie about a team of scientific investigators who travel to Skinwalker Ranch, which is a spooky ranch in the Uinta Basin in Utah. And that ranch exists and is legit spooky. And that was the inspiration for this movie. Mm-hmm. Some of the events in the movie are reported occurrences on the ranch, not the missing kid. The big conceit of this movie is that the owner of the ranch, his son disappears, gets blooped out in a weird light while they're playing catch. And these investigators are here trying to find answers for that and for other paranormal activity. And
so it is like Hellier.
It is a little like Hellier. Yeah. Yeah.
We've talked about that Hellier the last 3 episodes. And I'm not getting farther, but I hope that I'm going to get a lot farther this weekend. I'm actually really looking forward to catching up.
Yes.
During school weeks, it's much harder. I say that I could still be going to school, but work weeks.
I still call them school nights. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very hard to watch anything. My transit show, which I'm watching right now, is Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but Hellier's not a transit show. I tried to transit show it. It did not work.
No, that's one you've got to be really engaged with, for sure. I feel like I've watched it through 3 times now, and even on my most recent rewatch, I was having to pause every 10 minutes to look something up and figure something out. That's a super engaging one.
I had to keep rewinding the last time I was watching it, and I tried to transit it, and I was like, fuck, I can't. No transit, no transit. Yeah.
So good, though. Do you want to know what the tagline of this movie is?
I'm trying to think of a good tagline.
I bet you could. I bet you could come up with this.
Wow, you have a lot of faith in me. I'm having a hard time.
I'm really bad at improv, so I don't even know how to feed you clues.
If I'm just trying to think of puns on walk or something. Like, what if it walks or something? I'm like, that's not it. That's not good. Where did they go?
No, that's it. Where did it go? Yeah.
Is that what it is? It's just where did it go? I wouldn't be shocked if that was it. I would have accepted that as an answer.
When you started with the word if, I genuinely had a premonition. It wasn't a premonition since it didn't come true, but I had like a "that's so Raven" moment where I thought for sure you were going to say, if these
face?
walls could talk.
Could we change it to the if these giant wolves could talk?
Oh, shit.
Ha.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Welcome to our new series on cryptids.
But we kind of, we fucked up a little bit on this one.
And I really should have seen that one coming. This is not super a cryptid movie. Skinwalkers also aren't really cryptids.
I thought they were. I thought Skinwalkers.
No, they're witches.
But they're witches as wolves.
Yeah.
So when they're the wolf, are they a cryptid?
No, I don't think so.
Can we also say that Bigfoot could also be the morphine of a wizard?
I think that we have to do more research first.
That's
I'm
fair.
open to it, though.
That's fair. Did he get bit by a radioactive Bigfoot? What? How do we become Bigfoots? That's what we're trying to seek out this series.
I think we've got to go to Skinwalker Ranch and jump through one of the wormholes that witnesses have seen there, not depicted in the movie.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, this is an alien movie. This is properly an alien movie, which I should have guessed because I am familiar with Skinwalker Ranch. And yeah, after I watched it last night, I was like, wait a second. This wasn't a cryptid movie. And then I took another step back and was like, wait a second. Skinwalkers aren't cryptids. Like, I don't know what happened.
I think this was on me because I Googled cryptid movies. And then that was on it. And I was like, I want to know more about Skinwalkers. And this was probably not the best one for me to have chosen. But it's called, like, I thought it would be. And it seems to be, like, one of the biggest movies that have to do with Skinwalkers. But there's not a lot of big movies. We didn't have a lot to choose from. But we've got some fun ones coming up, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too. And this was fun and dumb.
Yeah. It was one of the ones that I feel like I watched it kind of as the sun was going down. It was getting dark. It got a little spookier as it went on. And
love that.
It was a movie that didn't take 80% of the movie to get spooky. It was pretty spooky pretty quick.
Straight away. Yeah.
And I appreciated that. So it kept me interested the entire time. Will I remember it in 6 months? I'm not sure. But I enjoyed it while I watched it. Yeah.
For the people at home who are tearing their hair out because I haven't said it yet, the tagline is, there is a place the unexpected calls home.
That's a tagline.
It sure is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't even think I guess it is not expected. That's true.
No, the unexplained.
Oh, unexplained.
That's true. It is unexplained.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot.
Yeah, okay. We're going to have to
unpack some things.
We're going to have to untangle that, I think.
Okay.
So, first of all, how familiar were you with Skinwalkers or Skinwalker Ranch? I know you said that you wanted to learn more from this movie. So hit me with your base knowledge.
Not familiar enough. I was hoping to learn more, but this taught me nothing. I was hoping it would be full of like those weird creatures that I keep seeing on TikToks, and they're like, "That's a Skinwalker," and I was like, "I want to know more about these things."
Where are those coming from?
I don't know. TikTok's going to be gone soon. Maybe by the time this is released, it's no longer available. Maybe I should have recorded all of those videos. But it'd just be like weird stuff walking around in the woods.
Oh, that's a Kentucky Goblin.
So then that makes me feel like cryptid. I was like, yeah, I feel like this goes.
What they're seeing is a cryptid for sure.
So I was like, yeah, I feel pretty confident about this. And like that one picture of the thing that's like, they're not like doing a back bend, but it's like somebody on all fours, but their head is backwards. It's very weird looking. I thought it was going to be more of those, and I was really excited.
I don't know what you're describing, because all I can think of... Do you remember a while back those videos that were going around of that gal the horse girl, who like...
What?
Like she was a normal horse girl, like equestrian sports,
Okay.
owns horses, but then she decided to
Become a
be,
horse?
yeah, a little. She like gallops around on all fours.
Whoa, that's really impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely
Scary.
physically impressive. It's not scary.
Oh, it's just funny.
I'll find the videos for you. But yeah, that's what I was thinking of when you were trying to describe something
Yeah, if you could
scary.
please send
What are
those to
you
me, I would
talking about?
I would really like that. Well, it's like a thing where like
It's a spooky picture?
Yeah, it's a spooky picture.
And what's the source of the spooky picture? Like, is it like a cryptid sighting or is it from a movie?
I thought it was a cryptid sighting. It's not from a movie. All right, I'm sure I can find it. A translucent humanoid creature. Yeah, it's the first one that comes up if you...
Whoa.
Recent New Mexico Skinwalker photo ignites fear. That one. I thought it was that.
Oh.
Do you see it?
I have seen this.
Mm-hmm. See, I like that. Like, that's what I wanted more of. I wanted those. There's none of those.
Nope.
But I would have liked to have seen it. That's what I was expecting, so...
Oh, yeah, this was
Bummer.
very different for you. Yeah.
What? Post Malone visited Utah Skinwalker Ranch?
When? What year?
I don't know. You go, Post Malone. 2021.
Wow. He went after the weird nerd bought it. Okay. I'm going to have to tell you about the weird nerd.
Yeah,
but
please.
we got to go from start to finish. Okay. So what you knew going into this movie is this image.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's
you didn't know
about
any
it,
of the
yeah.
lore of skinwalkers? Okay. So a skinwalker is Native American mythology. And it is sort of like, I hate to do this, permission to
Shapeshifter?
reference Harry Potter despite
McGonagall.
the
Wait,
turfdom.
What if we... No spoilers. So you're saying it's like Lupin?
No, because Lupin doesn't do it by choice. Lupin is werewolf,
Oh, so you do it by
that's by
choice.
moon.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's
But he
it's
is
like,
very gangly for at least in the movie. I can't remember the description.
yeah.
But very
No,
gangly.
but it's not a specific form.
Oh,
So
bummer.
it's, which is why I was going to say it's like an animagus. An animagus? An animagus. An animagus?
Animorph. Different book
Animorph.
series.
It's like an animorph. Yes. No, that's better and I like it
Okay,
better. It's like
yay.
an animorph.
And less turf. Actually, that is I think that Animorphs was based on like the writer has a child who is trans. Maybe I'm wrong, but they were very
Oh.
they're anti-turf as far as I understood.
Cool.
I could be wrong if we
Yeah.
are. Kelly, please tweet this later that I was wrong in this episode.
will.
But I'm pretty sure that like a lot of people were like, well, if you hate J.K. Rowling, Animorphs was like a good one that did good things.
Okay.
And the author is a very kind person.
Good. I have seen that. Yeah. I follow some pretty progressive people on Twitter who are big Animorphs fans. Like
Okay,
I'm
good.
learning so much about Animorphs. I never read those ones. So
I loved the covers. I did not read enough as a child.
I love the covers. I did also love the covers and continue to love the
10
covers.
out of 10.
Yeah.
I might
So they're
buy
basically
them and
Animorphs.
frame them in my new home.
Do it. I recently heard on another podcast that the guy who painted the art for the Babysitters Club like sells the originals.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Is he like out of money? Does he have to? Or is it
I hope not. I hope that it's like
start a
that
GoFundMe?
there's
We would
been
throw
like
money
a
at you.
resurgence. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I've heard a bunch of problematic stuff about the Babysitters Club recently. And by heard, I mean watch a TikTok. God, I'm not going to lie to people.
Oh God, how are you going to learn anything when TikTok gets canceled?
Nothing. I'm not going to. This is the thing. Like the government is trying to take away me being informed because
Right.
a docile, ignorant citizen is more likely to vote in their favor.
Oh,
I honestly think that's it. I don't even think that's a conspiracy theory. I don't think that's a theory. I think that's a proven fact. They
Goddamn.
want the citizens to remain dumb because it makes them vote certain ways.
oh shit.
Yeah, people don't like it when people are informed. People don't like it when people
Oh
are smart.
God,
I don't even think I'm smart, but at least I'm a little informed sometimes.
man. Do you think that's the same reason that they're nerfing Twitter?
No, that's Elon.
But
I don't know. There was also some things I read about that, but I also just feel like maybe there's a chance. There is a chance.
anyway,
We're having a hard time here.
Yeah,
Who's gonna build a
listeners,
new
get ready
app?
for us to get dumber as TikTok and Twitter go away.
As if we could.
Yeah.
You guys have listened to us for a while now, so let's see how
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Worse it can get for us.
By the way, brain death is dead for real. I looked it up.
Okay. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, I remember that conversation.
Yeah.
Was that last week or was that like 6 months ago?
Well,
Time.
Are you asking in podcast time or in our time?
I'm not sure anymore.
Because I don't know. Okay, yeah. Skinwalkers are like animorphs.
I thought you said skin markers for a second there.
Did I?
No, you said skinwalkers.
Okay.
I just have bad hearing.
Well, they are like animorphs, except typically they're up to no good. And my understanding is the animorphs were up to good.
Were they really up to no good? Like they're all evil? Or can you have like
you have to kill and eat a family member in order to become a skinwalker.
Does it have to be immediate family or can it be extended?
I don't know.
And is that the only thing you have to do?
No, I feel like it was like a trial, like a gamut of things that you have to do.
Okay, that's a lot of effort.
I don't remember all the details because I didn't actually do this research leading up to this episode. I'm pulling upon my pool of knowledge, my pre-existing knowledge.
I'm trying to figure out a new career path, and I'm seeing if Skinwalker is available to me or if that's accessible.
I mean, I can think of a couple of your relatives.
Prerequisites. I mean, I was looking at trying to be an electrician the other day, and that's got like you have to have 2,000 hours of on-the-job experience, and that is some time, and you have to go to school for some time as well. And I was like,
yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot. But eating a family member, I don't know. That doesn't seem, that's like an afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much, I don't recall how much you have to eat. Like, is it just a heart situation or they have to die?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's fine. I guess keeping them alive would also not be good either. I don't know. There's not a good. There's not a good. You're right. There's not a good.
Yeah. You've got to tie up that loose end. But the other thing about this that you should know, now that we've said the word 1,000 times.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah. It's not problematic. Don't worry. We're not about to be,
am I going to get murdered by one?
You might be cursed.
No.
Yeah.
You know I'm superstitious. This is the worst. Why wouldn't you tell me beforehand?
I guess I forgot.
You should have texted me.
About you.
Oh, no. No. I am going to have like intrusive thoughts about this for like 5 days. This is going to be terrible.
Okay, if it helps you.
Will I see creepy things around?
I don't remember. No, probably you'd be taken swiftly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine, I guess.
Yeah. But this is a real place, the Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. And it's had, like, there are documented UFO sightings going back centuries. Like there are, like, Native American documented sightings. And,
which they touch on in the movie.
They do a little, yeah. It's also like, this is sort of a grim history. Not sort of. This is a grim history. It's the Ute tribe and the Navajo, I think. Oh boy, this sucks that I can't remember which direction this goes. One of them was enslaving members of the other.
Oh.
And so the legend for how this, not this ranch specifically, but this ranch is it exists on a path that is called the Path of the Skinwalker. And that is said to have been cursed by the people who were being enslaved.
Oh.
And there was like a battle. So we've got, I don't know, that's pretty like traditional haunted stories, right? It's always like, oh, it's built on an old Indian burial ground. Like,
yeah.
So that's sort of the situation here. But the stories are weird. They're weird, and they aren't usually ghosts. It's usually aliens and other cryptids. Like there are Bigfoot sightings here. And weird wormholes.
Yeah, wormholes sound cool.
Yeah, they're weird. So, oh boy. This ranch was built originally by one family, in the 70s, I think. And, that would make sense. Because this movie drew a lot from, like, documented occurrences. And it does, like, call back to the 70s in a flashback. Not a flashback, but it calls back to the 70s. And they owned it for years and years. No stories from them. Nothing spooky. And then the next family who owned it, they suddenly had all these crazy stories. And they're the ones who saw the wormhole. And they owned it up until the 90s. And so everybody's always like, why didn't you
good question.
take photos? Like, you had a digital camera. Why didn't you take photos? And the guy, the husband of this hetero couple, was always like, it was a lot to take in. Like, I wasn't thinking clearly. Yeah, totally fair. If I see a crazy wormhole in the backyard, I'm going to be like,
just staring at it.
What?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think that I would believe it. I think that I would just observe. And I think that it would be like that scene that we talked about in You Should Have Left in the book, where the guy is like, now, how come I can see the stuff behind me in this reflection and I'm not in the reflection? I think that'd be me. I think I'd be like, well,
well.
And then like an hour later, I'd be like, yeah, probably a weather balloon, I guess. So crazy stories coming out of there. And then it is purchased by a guy named Robert Bigelow, who is, I don't know, weird. He has a bunch of money from hotels, but like fucking loves a UFO, and who can blame him? So he, was always like interested in the paranormal, saw an article come out about the couple who lived on the ranch who was seeing crazy stuff, buys it off them. And he's also he founded this like paranormal research group. And I know that the acronym is NIDS, but I don't know what that stands for.
What?
National Institute. Supernatural? No, D. National Institute.
For Discovery Science?
Oh, yeah, that's him. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
So he
defunct
and a bunch
in 2004.
They what?
Defunct in 2004.
Yeah, they only existed for a couple years during the time that he owned Skinwalker Ranch, and he had all of these investigators, members of NIDS, come to the ranch to do vast investigations. And I'm pretty sure that is like, that's where we're drawing a lot of inspiration from for this movie.
That makes sense.
That group.
Yeah.
And part of why I say that is because part of the Bigelow story is that he like got in cahoots with MUFON. And am I going to be able to unwrap that?
MUFON?
Something. UFO. Mutual.
Unified Flying Object.
No, I do think that the UF is like ufology. And how does the N come into it? Yeah, Chelsea's on it. Chelsea's on the case.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but I don't know if I'll get there. Okay, hold on.
Oh, Mutual UFO Network. Is that right? Hold on. I think that's right.
That feels correct.
Yes, it is correct. Ho-ho!
Nice job.
She knows stuff.
Yeah,
she
nice
knows
job.
stuff. It's in there. Don't worry, listeners. I'm not getting any of this from Twitter. So this type of content still going to come to you when it closes. And so there's like this trope in ufology circles that all of these ufologist groups are very proprietary and like won't collaborate with each other. So it's like the early days of like the FBI and CIA when they were like keeping secrets from each other. And so he like got some investigators together and was like, I will give you money. I will give you many monies if you can capture evidence for me. and they like could not fucking collaborate.
No.
They like would not work together. And so I'm pretty sure that that's what NIDS was and why it fell apart. But I don't know. Listeners, write in if I'm wrong, because I am sure that I'm misremembering a bunch of this. And then he sold it just a few years ago, 2018. No, that's when the documentary came out.
2016.
That Bigelow produced. 2016. Okay. And that was sold to a huge fucking dork. I don't know his name.
His name's Brandon Fugel.
Yeah. Huge dork. Oh my God. Okay. So I just recently, before we decided to do this movie, started watching a Skinwalker TV show on the History Channel.
Oh.
And this guy, oh boy, he thinks of himself as Tony Stark. You can see it all over his face. The name of his real estate
company is Adamantium.
I know. What a fucking dork nerd.
Yep. Sounds great.
Oh, no offense. I hope that he gets great evidence. But that's his whole thing. He wants to get great evidence. And so he is doing the Bigelow thing, hired a bunch of investigators, and they're just out there investigating. But he also like trademarked Skinwalker Ranch to make a profit on it. And I think that that's gross.
Oh, good thing the movie came out before, because
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, gross.
Does he sell t-shirts?
Not yet, but he has a patent opened in order to sell t-shirts and mugs and stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
I know you said that as like a bit, but unfortunately it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yep, he sucks.
Gotta monetize everything.
I know.
So if you guys want to give us money, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, please. Venmo. Shit, we don't have a No Show Monster Venmo.
We don't have a Venmo.
We will by the time this comes out. Yeah, so that's like a very quick rundown. I know I talked forever, but
it was a beautiful rundown.
Thanks. That's a quick one. And so, yeah, this movie basically does those events with this additional kidnapping in place.
Yeah. There's a big old wolf.
There
are aliens that look like the aliens from Signs, but taller. Well, like at the scene, whenever it showed the alien, I was like, whenever it showed it, I thought, oh, are there cups of water around?
Yeah.
Just cups of water. That's all you guys need. Cups of water. Let's do this.
That's all you guys need. So I was super curious about the end there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, what happened?
Are you talking about when he got into the ATV? Oh, or when Laszlo Holyfield was in the Holyfield?
Even before, yes. I want to know what happened in the field. Why was he in the field? He's tied up in this.
So the part that is confusing that I also kind of liked, but I didn't feel like there was enough done with it. And maybe I was watching it pretty intently. After he went and followed his kid, the ghost of his kid, into the field, he did come back into the house while everybody was sitting around the table, and he like walks by, but you only see like here down, but everybody's at the table. So it had to have been him.
Wait, in the house?
Yeah.
Or outside the window?
In the house. And he walks by, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, is he going to kill them? Is he going to go down to the basement? Was the basement earlier in the movie going to be
that basement was so creepy for no reason, I guess.
Yeah, they didn't really use it. Yeah. I was like, oh, is this going to be like they have to have the scene in the basement because they're going to call back to it? Like it's...
Yeah.
I expected them to like somebody get murdered in the basement. For sure.
Exactly.
Never happened.
Like they called it the old butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, you wouldn't have had that in the basement of the house. That would be out.
Yeah.
That would be outside on the farm. And then it like, especially when the guy was doing like video checks and he runs into Laszlo in the basement and Laszlo like whips around.
Yeah.
And then later they cut to it in the night and there's like an axe sitting on the counter. And I was like,
is something going to happen? Is this going to happen?
Yeah.
No?
I guess it was just red herring.
And I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know. There was a lot. The movie was a lot and a lot of things happened. But it was a mixture of like ghost stuff, giant wolf stuff, alien stuff, possession stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of everything, but it had like just really fun little scenes of like scary stuff. And that was about what the movie was. So it was like, I guess it was like watching a bunch of TikToks. But it was like,
Yeah.
it's good for if you have like ADD or ADHD or something and you need something that continuously changes. Because at first I was worried I did not like the shaky cam that happened like for 30% of the movie. That made me upset and really nauseous.
I know.
But aside from that, it kept me interested and it kept changing the monster so many times that it kept me engaged. There was a scene that I felt like was a huge missed opportunity.
Ooh, tell me.
Whenever they go to the barn and they're at the top floor, there's a really good shadow scene, and I wanted there to be an extra shadow and somebody be like, wait, whose shadow is that? But they never did it, and I was like, that would have been really cool. You guys should have done it. I should write this movie. It's fine. Let's add in another spooky thing.
On their way up there, when they like set the camera down before they finish climbing up the ladder, I was like, it's going to be a host. It's going to be a host moment. It's going to be a host.
Or at least something's going to like walk by or something's going to happen and nothing happened.
They just did a big CGI spider.
Yeah. And then it could have been a real spider.
No, it couldn't have been.
But the only thing that they use it for, like a bird came out of the corner and that was it.
So, and that is a whole thing.
Wait, is it a whole thing?
Not in the movie, but in UFO
lore.
I don't know if lore is the right word, but like owls are all tied up in it.
Oh, I love owls.
Like, do you remember that movie with
Fourth Kind?
Oh boy,
Dark Skies, Dark Kind, Fourth Skies.
It's not Dark Skies. Pretty lady, pretty very famous lady.
Are you sure it's not the Fourth Kind? Doesn't that have Hilary Swank? Is it Hilary Swank?
I don't think it's Hilary Swank.
Kerry Russell is Dark Skies.
It's not Dark Skies. It's the gal who was in
Natalie Portman.
Resident Evil?
In what?
Not her. Resident Evil, I think. You know how I don't know things and names.
Starts with an F.
Mila. Yeah, her.
Jovovich.
Yes.
Wait, so am I getting her confused with Hilary Swank?
You might be.
I totally am. Fourth Kind. The
$1
fourth
million
kind.
The fourth kind. You had it right. Yeah.
Yeah, I got her mixed up with. Yeah, not Hilary Swank. You were right. I get them mixed up. Oh. It's because the resident is always in my brain.
Yep. Yeah, so owls are part of it. So that was like an alien clue, but only if you are like familiar with that.
Good.
Like it's not a part of the movie.
It's not like early 2000s jewelry to just bring that into things.
There was a part in the beginning where something walks by the window, and I got really excited to see more of that. So the rest of the movie, I was like watching out the window so closely every time.
And anytime there's like a clip, you're like looking around to see if there's like anything just walking by.
Yeah,
they didn't utilize that enough.
No, they really didn't.
But maybe it would have been, maybe if they did, we would have been like, that was overused. I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel.
When you were describing a moment ago how it felt like a bunch of TikToks and it was like a bunch of little clips of interesting things that weren't tied together, that actually sounds great. Like if they had just done that, not TikToks, but like little vignettes that are like they only share like this common location.
Oh yeah,
I think
because
that
all this
could have been
weird
cool.
stuff's happening in this area.
Yeah, and just like let it be weird and let it be a mystery.
Let's get the director of Host on this.
Yeah,
after Dash Cam, now do TikTok, I guess. Or Reels.
Oh,
no one can see my very upset face.
Yeah, this was
a movie.
It was a movie.
Yeah. I think we've come to the same conclusion. I paid to rent it. Going into it, I was like, am I going to purchase this? Like, I gave it some thought. And I went with rent, and I do not regret that decision. Sometimes I do. Happy Death Day, that was a regret, but this one, no regrets.
That's fine. At least with Happy Death Day, I was like happy to pay for it again.
Yeah.
You know, like they deserve this.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say, so I also feel like with these two guys, this being their possibly only movie, still pretty good. I feel like they could do more good stuff. Like, I don't really have a lot of complaints. And it seemed like, I don't know if they had a really low budget, but like a lot of their, like the giant wolf thing, still pretty good. Like the scary scene's still pretty good.
I think that they did a great job metering out that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time that we see the wolf, it's just a shadow.
Yeah.
So that's not, super expensive.
And they were really creative with, like, whenever stuff was happening, it's going to fuck with the camera. So they were able to, like, adjust with that. And I thought that was really smart. Like, I have very positive feelings towards what they created. And I am sad that I didn't see anything else in their credits, because I can see that being something that they could have grown even more into, and I would hope that they would continue on. And I mean, what, 2013 is only 10 years ago? Maybe they can still do something.
Well, I have a question about that. How did they end up making a movie about Skinwalker Ranch and nothing else?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think?
Maybe they're just really into it.
Do you think that they have been consumed by the land?
Good question. Maybe this was actually found footage.
Maybe this was actually found footage. Wait, okay. You were telling me what happens at the end. So he comes back through the house.
That's earlier.
And then do we see him again?
No.
Before he's just standing in the...
Before he's standing in the field? No. Maybe I made that up, and maybe it was the other guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Because the guy in the wife beater walks through the kitchen. But I thought it was the same guy. I don't know. At the end, everybody gets got.
Everybody gets got, yeah. Spoilers.
Except for Laszlo. Well, does he? He does end up disappearing after the alien ship.
He gets scooped up.
Yeah. The end of the movie is the cover of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, spoiler. Good job, guys. Use the literal last scene as the cover of your movie.
Yeah. I guess, okay.
But I also didn't look at the cover until, like, I had to go to IMDb and look at stuff. So I was like, oh, yeah, this is for sure. What if we had looked at IMDb before, we would have been like, this is for sure aliens.
Oh, yeah. To be clear, we're the ones who messed up. Like, this movie is very clearly about aliens. Oh, boy.
This is going to be a Bob Ross happy accident, though. Like, we're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Okay, so here are my questions. Where's the mom? What happened to the mom? Where'd she go?
She went to a mental hospital.
Oh, did they say that?
There is a call that comes in for Laszlo. That's how I'm going to refer to him. I don't remember.
Yeah, same.
But he says,
I remember.
I want to tell you how your wife's doing, or an update on how she's doing.
Okay. I remember that scene, and I know exactly why I missed what it was saying. And it's because as the call is coming in, he picks up like one of his son's toys.
Yeah.
And it becomes clear that it is like a little toy John Deere tractor. But when he picked it up, this was the morning after that crazy sound happened. And it looked like two little speakers to me.
Oh,
and so I was like hyper focused on that, trying to like see what that was about. And I was like, is he going to like put it under his pillow? No, he was just sad. Okay, got it. Oh, okay. Well, there goes my conspiracy theory about how he was in on it the whole time.
And he is a
maybe, no, I never thought it was the mom. I thought that maybe I was really trying to make the murder basement work. I was like, maybe we've got two things going on here. Maybe we've got paranormal and also he murdered his family.
It would have to be like 15 things based on what's happened. And like, isn't that kind of what happened in Amityville, right? You can have evil things happen to you. Like maybe it's part of it. Maybe he did, but maybe it was the alien possessing him, or it was the wolf possessing him, or it was him possessing the wolf. I don't know. There's a lot going on in this. There's a lot.
But still,
I don't think that. I don't know.
We see him and the wolf in the same room, though.
Which room?
Well, it was outside, but he shoots
maybe the cave. Oh, but he dropped down the rope for the cave. He didn't go in the cave.
He didn't go in the cave. No,
can he be in two places at once if he's two aliens?
If he's two aliens, oh shit, we did it.
Two aliens in a trench coat.
Okay, so my follow-up question is, we keep seeing this energy rush through the house, and they all think that it's Cody, the son.
But it's totally not, right?
No, it's the other kid, right?
The girl?
Yeah.
No, I think
Rebecca.
It's still him, but I think that the girl and him are the same entity.
Whoa. Wait. Since when?
What?
What do you mean they're the same entity?
What do you mean?
I mean, we've got this girl, Rebecca, from the 70s who killed all these scientists back then.
Because she was an alien.
Yeah. But then we also have this missing boy, Cody.
Is that the thing? Like, they take the form of people. So they now take the form of Cody, and they took the form of Rebecca at that time. I thought that that's what it was. I thought that they were just taking the form of the children.
Okay. I think, okay.
I still don't know why it was like a residual haunting, though. This movie has a lot.
It was like a residual haunting. It never interacted with anybody. I don't know that I'm sold that that's an alien. I don't know that I'm sold on anything, though. I don't know what we were supposed to take from the little boy.
The little boy definitely is, well, not definitely, my opinion. I would say he is because he goes into that room, and then that room has the paw marks.
The clue. But then, so then it's not Cody who lures Laszlo into the field at the end.
No, absolutely
that's Rebecca.
not. I think
that's Rebecca.
I don't think it's Rebecca. I think it's Cody, but I think that it's taking Cody's form. And I don't think Rebecca is Rebecca. I think Rebecca is also something that's taking Rebecca's form.
So here's where I think that I know too much about aliens, and I tried to do too much with it. I was thinking that Rebecca was not Hundo P alien. I thought that she was alien human hybrid.
Oh.
And that her mom was human, because you remember at some point she's like, "Where's my mom?" And they're like, "When was the last time you saw her? Like, we're looking for her too." And so I was like, okay, we've got like, but then I thought that the big alien that shows up in that scene, I thought that was one of her parents and not her.
Oh, interesting. I thought that was her because I thought part of the lore is that they can take the form of anything.
But skinwalkers are already people.
I thought they could take the form of other people. I thought it was just they could take any form that they wanted. But that is coming from somebody who has very little knowledge.
I thought that it was only animals.
That's probably like the true part, or not the truest part in the actual like things that you can read. But in
God, I don't know.
If I were writing a movie on these, not knowing anything about them, that's how I would write it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And that might be what's kind of happening in this movie.
Okay, so then we think, what do we think? What is it that we think about Cody and about the end of the movie? Like, why was he standing in the field, and why did he get scooped up?
Because he's one of them now. That wasn't, in the end, he was probably the thing.
But everybody is dead on the ranch. Why would he still have to be Laszlo? Why can't he just be himself?
I don't have a good answer.
I guess because we, the watchers, wouldn't know.
I don't have a good answer for that.
I don't know. I was trying to be like, I don't know. He was standing real still.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought when I was watching it. I was like, you can't stand up for that long. All the blood would pool. You would faint.
Yeah.
I had a lot of thoughts about standing, and I was like, I mean, even if you're an alien in a human body, after a while, your body would not be able to stand.
Nah, he's wearing supportive shoes and compression socks.
But even then, you have to have circulation. You got to keep moving.
Because he was out there for over 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to be like, so did he... I was still coming at it from like the anguished dad
Maybe
approach.
He's always been an alien. Maybe he was the alien and his son was the half alien.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Do we have to rewatch this? Should we have bought this?
And he invited all these people in because he was like, come on in. This is crazy. I can't believe this is happening in my house. But really, he was like, I just need more people to probe. I don't know what they do. I don't know if they eat them. I don't know what happens. They didn't have to kill the dog, though. That part was very sad.
The minute we saw the dog,
I was like, no.
Here we fucking go. And then, so when I'm sitting on the couch, my cat, Mouse, likes to sit up on my chest between my eyes and the screen, which is very annoying. But yeah. I got him positioned so I could still see the screen, and he was just up on my chest. And fully every time the cameras cut to the dog, I went, no.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
And Mouse jumped off my chest every time because they drag that out. Like, there are like 3 or 4 scenes where we just see the dog sleeping in the barn before they actually kill it. So 3 or 4 times, my little cat got upset when I got upset.
That's a good cat. That's a good cat.
Well, no, he was upset with me, not like with me.
You're like, don't make those noises.
Yeah. How would you investigate this?
I think they did a good job putting up a bunch of cameras.
Yeah.
I think they did. It was weird being like, the sensors have to catch something really big. And they were like, it's the size of a helicopter. And I was like, why wouldn't you catch something that's the size of a human? Like, that's important.
Oh, no, they set it to deer or bigger. But
I'm not as big as a deer, but like, I'm smaller than a deer. If this was Hellier, you would miss all of the goblins.
Yeah, how many goblins are they missing? Yeah,
so many of them.
I got frustrated by that too. Not even from a paranormal perspective, but from just a scientific perspective. Like the first night, he was like, "Yeah, I've already calibrated the sensors to be big," and I was like, "No, we got to get a base reading. We got to get the base level, and then we tune up."
They also noticed that there was like the child running through the house for like 4 days, and he was like, "Yeah, I just wasn't gonna say anything, but like now that you guys noticed."
Wait,
okay,
I
dude.
missed that. Who noticed it?
The guy who watches the cameras. First they showed it and he was like, oh yeah, this has been happening the last couple nights. And then he was like, always the same time at 11:11. That's crazy, right?
Oh,
and then everyone was like, why didn't you fucking say anything, man?
No, that's not what happened. That isn't what happened. Because the guy that day saw that the med tech had a bloody nose.
Mm-hmm. And then he went back to watch it.
That made him go look at it.
But then I thought that was the other guy. And then a different guy, he was like, okay, we need to go watch this. She doesn't have a bloody nose all the time. And then he did it. And then as they were in there, he was like, oh, yeah, I've seen that every other night. And then I was like, you've seen it? You've just been watching it and been like, yeah, I just was waiting to get enough of them.
Oh, God, I misinterpreted that
I don't
entirely.
know. Maybe I miswatched it. Maybe I looked at my phone.
That's very funny. I did like Lady Scientist having to touch all the dead bodies. I thought that was nice.
And her being like, rabies, don't touch it. I will touch it. I have gloves. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Her gloves did not fit well, though. I was a little nervous about that.
It was also interesting being like, I'm going to cut this cow open. I'm sorry, girl. And then she was like, see, no blood. And I was like, how did you know there was no blood? How do you know?
I know.
That was a lot of faith
She decided that a little quick.
I was like, I mean, did you cut the right part? Is there usually blood there? I don't know how cows work. I don't have one.
I don't know. But that is one of the Skinwalker Ranch stories, is that like...
drained of blood.
And like rapidly drained of blood. Like saw the cow on my way out to the end of the ranch. On the way back, it's dead and empty. And there's no blood in the dirt. Like, where'd that blood go?
Into the wolf.
Chupacabra. Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah. Probably that.
Well, they were like, because she was like, something made these incisions. These are medical incisions, or these are very precise incisions. And I was like,
yeah.
Wait, so there are incisions? And then they were like, here's a wolf. And I was like, well, the wolf didn't bite it. What the fuck is going on?
The wolf like, definitely didn't bite it.
So there are ghosts. There are aliens. There's a wolf. There's a lot.
Have you heard the term ultra-terrestrial?
No. Is that all of the terrestrials?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it. We're going to get to it. Not in this episode.
So it's greater than extra. It's ultra?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all? Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm learning new things every day. And this also kind of had the Men in Black showing up in a Hummer, but they didn't like get out of the car or talk to anyone.
No.
I was hoping they would do more with that. And I was like, oh, interesting. It was a fun thing to have that. And then to later, like whenever it was doing the night scene and having the two lights come in, you think that it's the car again. And then the two lights just split up. Just and you're like, oh, I see what you did there. That's fun.
That's fun. Yeah. No, there was some good imagery. Yeah.
I mean, coming down from like our Kevin Bacon series. Like, I did like this more than some of those movies. So I didn't like... This was just like a fun. This was a fun. I didn't hate it. There wasn't a lot for me to take from it.
No.
So...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for... And I've watched a lot of horror movies where it's just like, oh, I'm enjoying this while I'm sitting and watching it. And this is one of those movies. And I would recommend that if you're looking for one of those. So...
Yeah. This is one that like... Well, I was going to say you don't really have to pay attention to it. You can just like let the scares wash over you. But I mean, I've asked it before on the pod, and I'm going to keep asking it. Is it smarter than us?
Isn't most things? Aren't most things? I can't see. I don't know what words to word that.
Did we not get it?
I think we got it. I don't think that there was a lot to get. I feel pretty confident in that, but I mean, I think they did good.
Huh.
And I think that they had potential. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't buy it.
No.
Wouldn't watch it in theaters, but I enjoyed watching it at home as the sun was going down.
Yeah.
And I think everyone did an okay job, and going into it with low expectations was probably helpful. Was very sad I didn't get to see the thing from the picture. That was a bummer, but you know.
Sorry.
But now I understand more about what Skinwalker Ranch really is. So
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I'm
it's
actually doing more reading and or watching of other things. There's a couple other, as you said, you watched a show, but there are a couple other movies that came out later, so I might give those.
Oh, there's a documentary that's really good.
Okay, I should watch that.
Hunt for the Skinwalker.
Okay,
maybe, but that documentary came out of Robert Bigelow's team of investigators.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't make the documentary. He's in it briefly. There was another. Yeah, it was created by one of the investigators.
Huh. Yeah, I'll give that one a watch.
Yeah, that one's really good. I remember that's what came out in 2018 is what I was thinking of when I cited that date earlier.
Okay.
Because I remember being so excited for it to come out and like counting down its release. Yeah, that one was fun. This History Channel one I don't think is good, but I'm only a couple episodes in.
It is the History Channel. What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's adamantium. Fuck off.
There was a TikTok I saw of a dog. It was funny because they were like, I don't think this is my dog. And they were like, it looks like my dog. I don't think this is my dog. And they go, oh my God,
it's like a changeling situation.
Were like, sit, roll over. And then they were like, my dog doesn't know any fucking tricks. And then shuts the door. It's so funny.
Oh my God.
So that's also what I expected from it.
Oh boy. Okay. Do you have any closing thoughts on this movie?
None. I think I closed them. I think I said all.
Yeah.
I think I said more than I even had in me to say. So you guys, I'm sorry if I got really repetitive, but I tried.
I do have one more closing thought.
Yes.
One more closing thought. The scene with the loud noise that upset everybody's ears. Mm-hmm. That was some bad acting.
I'm trying to remember to see. Is it like they didn't hold their ears well enough?
No, they did, but it was like comical. It felt like maybe they had done like a serious cut, and then they were like, let's do a fun one. And that's what made it into the movie. Like it didn't all
started running around, didn't they? And like,
yeah, I would
throwing
not
their
have
heads
gotten
back
up.
and stuff, and not like. Yeah. Have you seen Petty just fucking run around?
Yeah,
like 5 times.
He's on the Cody loop.
It's fucking crazy. I don't know what's going on. It's freaking me out.
It's because you said Skinwalker,
dude. Shut the fuck up.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, we could shut this one down. I do hope that you watch the Skinwalker Ranch documentary. Mm-hmm. I might rewatch it, and I'm gonna keep watching this wretched History Channel one.
Maybe you'll have more info. Our next Shooting the Shit, we'll come back to this. We'll talk about it again.
Well, the title will be Heading Back to the Ranch.
Oh God. Good.
But before that, next week we will be, I was going to say continuing our Cryptid series, but I guess it's more like starting our Cryptid series.
Are we sure that the next one is?
No, I guess we're not.
We'll find out. This is going to be a weird series, guys. At least one of these does fit.
Yeah.
Does it? Yeah, it does. It's fine.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yes. At least one of them.
Yeah, one of them. For sure.
Yeah, so next week we will be watching Dog Soldiers, the 2002 movie wherein a routine military exercise turns into a nightmare in the Scotland wilderness. And I will say that for years I have known about this movie, and I always thought that it was an army movie, and that's probably because Soldiers is in the name.
I thought it was like a... Nope, I think I got it confused with Toy Soldiers. The one with the toys. Dog, toy, same 3 letters, you know? Not the exact ones, but 3 letters, you know? I get 3-letter words confused all the time.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, I'm following. So, next week we'll be talking about Dog Soldiers, which may or may not be a cryptid movie.
Yay!
In the meantime, you can find us on, maybe
Somewhere.
you can find us on Twitter, and maybe you can find us on TikTok. No Show Monster. You can email us, noshowmonster@gmail.com. And you can, I don't have it open.
Also, listen to us on
Debut Buddies, our other podcast, which we host with our friend Nate Regolia. Oh! Is this a synchronicity? We'll be covering the first conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah,
when this episode comes out. So go give that a listen. And in the meantime, please rate and review us over on the old Apple Podcasts. 5 stars, please. And we will see you next week for Dog Soldiers. Happy spooky.
Happy Spooky.
What's that behind you?
That's not funny.